Good morning. Good morning. I'm really hoping that the cars and everything will let me be great this morning, but we shall see. Like and subscribe to the channel for more great content. So I decided to come outside this morning and enjoy my tea and just enjoy the beautiful, unusual August weather that we're getting here. It's been so cool. This is more like a fall morning opposed to the normal 80 degrees that we normally have in August, first thing in the morning. So I'm enjoying this. But I just hope that everybody is up and thankful. That leads me to what's going on with this video this morning. I just woke up this morning feeling very thankful. I've been off for the past 5 days, and I go back to work this afternoon, and it's like I came back. I feel like I have a new perspective now. Just because you work and you might run a business and you're a mom and you're a wife and you do other things, that doesn't mean that you have to constantly be in a mode of hustle and bustle. That's what I realized. I realized that just because I have to go to work later on this afternoon, that doesn't mean that I can't take moments of rest for myself right now. Like, this is relatively new for me. Coming out at this time of the day, early in the morning, sipping my tea outside and just enjoying my porch. This is kind of new for me. And I think sometimes as adults, as women, we get in the habit of just our little routines that we constantly do, that we don't step outside of our routine because we think that it's going to throw us off our complete task for the day. And I'm here to tell you that if you don't take moments for yourself, nothing else is going to work out in the day. If you don't take moments to just breathe and spend time with God, think about what you want to do for the day, um, look for something that you can enjoy throughout the day, the rest of your day is going to suck. The rest of your day is going to feel like a big drag because you got up in the hustle and bustle mode feeling like, I got to go, I got to move, I got to do this, I got to do that. And as women, we were not meant to operate that way. God did not create us to, regardless of what task we have, regardless if we're business owners, regardless if we are workers, employers, employees, God didn't create us to be in a constant state of hustle and bustle, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. Do you understand the toll that takes on our bodies when we operate that way? I can testify to the fact that living under constant stress can mess up your GI tract. It can mess with your mind. It can cause anxiety. It can mess with your skin. It just messes with you physically and mentally. I can't tell you how many years I dealt with anxiety because I was trying so hard to keep up this standard of trying to be this perfect worker bee, this perfect woman that can just go, 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 do, make sure everybody else is okay, but neglects her own well being. I'm so thankful that I got over that mindset and that God showed me that I didn't build you for that. I didn't build you for that. I didn't build you to feel like you have to be hustling and going and flowing and doing all these different things all the time. That's not how I created you. That's not to say that we are not able to do a lot of heavy lifting as women, because we are, and oftentimes we do. But to constantly go in that way, that's not the way, that's not, in my opinion, what we were created for. And the way I see it according to what God says. When I was in my 20s, I felt like I could constantly go, go, go and do any and everything. I just, look, I worked around the clock. I went to school. I took care of my kids. I did all these different things. But when I got into my 30s, my body was like, girl, you need to slow down. Especially not my 30s, my later 30s. Because, actually my mid 30s. So I'm in my later 30s now. So when I reach about 32, 33, that's when my body, all of a sudden, I got this stupid acid reflux out of nowhere. I started getting heartburn attacks to the point where I had to take PPIs. I never took no PPIs. I could eat whatever I wanted. I could eat whatever I wanted and had no issues. And then all of a sudden, when I turned 31, I think it was like 31 or 32, I had to take a PPI because I started having chest pains and start having, burning in my throat. Not just a once in a while heartburn, but this was like an everyday kind of thing. I was on PPIs for like 5 years. Longer than that, actually, because I think I actually got on the PPIs when I was 33, and I just weaned myself off of them in March. So I was taking them for a good like 4 years every day. And I realized taking those PPIs was doing more harm than good, because it's not that I had too much acid, it's that I wasn't making enough. And then stress was contributing a lot to my acid reflux flare-ups. So when I learned how to manage my stress and start saying, you know what, I'm not worrying about this today, this won't get done, I'm not worrying about that, I'm not doing that, exercising the power of no, of just saying straight up no, things got better. I was able to wean myself off of that medicine. When I changed my career, when I started doing a job that was more, in my opinion, ladylike, a more feminine type career, where I was using my mind and not my body, not labor intensive. The job I used to have was so labor intensive, I felt like a daggone lumberjack going to work every day, loading hand trucks and doing all this different stuff. And I'm not knocking anybody who's doing that. If that's what you're doing and that's your calling and you feel comfortable doing it, whatever you do it as unto the Lord. If that's what you feel like you need to do, you do that. But as for me, I was not with being a lumberjack and having my body torn down and broke down, coming home every day feeling like, I'm so sore. Now I come home and I might be a little bit irritated in my mind, because anytime you're dealing with people, you might get irritated. But I'm in a hospitality environment. So now I'm able to be kind to people and smile and, shush it up with people. To me, that's more of a feminine type career. And I thank God that I'm able to do that. And I like what I'm doing. I don't like coming home late at night, and I'm working on that. But, yeah, I mean, just the way things have changed from this time last year, God has given me new perspective on things, and just how to live and how to be as a woman, and how to be as a mother, how to be as a wife. I don't have to backlead my husband, because I was good for doing that, backleading my husband, trying to make sure that he knows this and does that, not giving him really the opportunity to think, because I was always trying to think ahead for him. And when God showed me that, that's not really what you're to do as a helpmate. You are to help, but you're not to lead. And, when you're a young woman, you're younger, because I'm still young. But when you're younger, you're in your 20s, your early 20s, mid 20s, you feel like you have to lead everything, and you got to make sure everything and everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. But when you get into your 30s, especially when you're a wife and you've got kids, you don't want to carry anything. I carried them kids. That's about it. You got it. That's the mindset I have now as a wife to my husband. You got it. If you need my help, I'm here to help you. I'm your helpmeet. But by no means am I carrying anything. When I realized that it was his job to lead and my job to help and not carry, that's when a lot of my stress was alleviated too. Operating in who I am naturally as a woman, when I started doing that, that actually took a lot of stress off of me. Stop trying to run the show. Stop trying to be in control of everything. Because us as women, we like to be in control of everything. We like to feel like if we're not a part of it, then nothing will go right. Or if we're not leading it, it won't go the way it's supposed to go. There's freedom in letting somebody else do it. Okay? There's freedom in receiving and allowing somebody else to help you. There is freedom in knowing that you can't do everything on your own, nor should you try. So when I realized that being this superwoman, trying to be this independent with it being married, and still trying to operate as this independent woman, when I realized that was doing nothing but hurting me, I got free. I got more rested. I got more at ease. When I realized that my children, I have a son that's on the autism spectrum. Come on, truck. I have a son that's on the autism spectrum. He's lower on the spectrum, but he's on the spectrum, and I worry about my son every day. I worried more back then. I don't worry that much now, because thank God that he's put us in position where, Every time I prayed for the teachers to be good to my son and to give him what he stands in need of, he's done that. And I know as he gets ready to go on to college and working and all that stuff, that the people, this person that's going to be working with him as a job coach and behavioral specialist and all that, they're going to help him too. And they're going to make sure that God is going to make sure that they make sure that he has what he needs, even when I'm not around. So I don't worry about that so much anymore. My daughter, she's about to be a junior. And teenagers and teenage girls and the things they can go through. But I honestly don't worry about that. It's like I'm at the point now where I can kind of relax and trust that what I've instilled in them will carry over to their adulthood. I have moments where I'm like, I hope they get what I was telling them. But even with that, I had to let it go. And at some point, it's like, okay, I had to tell myself, and it's like I know this was the Holy Spirit telling me, you can't trust me and still worry about these things. You, as mothers, we always have that instant when we would worry about our kids, when we're going to be concerned about our kids. I don't think that ever stops. And that doesn't mean you have a lack of faith, because you always are going to show concern and, to an extent, worry about your kids. I just think that's a natural thing with us. But when it gets to the point where you can't operate and function as a woman, you can't do things for yourself because you're so inundated with the things that might happen, or worried about this or worried about that, that's when it's like it's too much. And God has to reel us on back and say, okay, you're out of function, you're out of character right now. You got to come back to the way I want you to be. So that's where I am now, where I'm starting to let a lot of things go, because my health, mentally and physically, depends on that. And I think as women, when we realize that our mental and physical health is so important, that we can't allow ourselves to be overwhelmed by anything. We just can't. We have a choice. And people are going to do us how they want to do us. People are going to treat us how they want to treat us. People are going to put as much on us as we allow them to. When you start presenting yourself in a more feminine way and operate as the woman that you were meant to operate in, people will no longer feel like they can just dump on you and dump on you and dump on you, or run to you and say, she got it. No, she don't got it. She need help. And there's nothing to be ashamed of saying that you need help. So yeah, I'm out here enjoying this cool air. My chicken is in the oven because I cook dinner before I leave, as a lot of us working moms who work in the evening do. And I'm out here enjoying my tea, and I'm going to rest, and I'm going to be out here and relax for a little bit. So I just wanted to share that with you all, as God enlightens me and gives me more perspective on how to be as a woman as I grow, as I get older and more mature. I just thank God for everything that he's showing me, and just how to be and how to live in the world, and how not to let things get me to the point where I feel like I can't do anything. Like I'm just stuck worrying about whoever and whatever is going on. Like even with your family relationships, like my family of origin, for a long time I worried about them so much for the choices that they're making in their life. You know what I mean? Like when you have family members that are intent on doing the same things over and over again. Hey neighbor. Good morning. Hi. Good. How are you? Yeah. How's Jose doing?
He's doing amazing.
Awesome.
He was there this weekend.
He was there. Okay, I know Russell told me that he's like a police academy now, his correction.
Yes, he's already did. He finished and graduated, so now he's working.
Oh, that's awesome.
We miss him deeply.
You said what?
I miss him deeply.
Oh. Where is he? Is he still in Pennsylvania? He's still in Pennsylvania? New York.
Upstate.
Oh my goodness. So are you guys going to be moving up there eventually?
Not now, we're going there.
Oh.
He's going to try to accommodate out the finance.
Okay.
If I go, then I don't want to have a job. Because
Okay.
I want to have the daycares for the kids and
So-
so on, so we have to be ready.
Yeah, so he's trying to get all that together first.
Yes.
Well, that's awesome. Look, he's doing the right thing. Look, that's a blessing. That's awesome. Russell told me he didn't recognize who he was when he saw him walk up.
Skinny right now. Let me show you a picture. He's just
Uh,
like too skinny.
Oh, okay. Keep talking to my neighbor.
Well, he looked like before, but
Give me 1 second.
yesterday. Oh, we ready to do that. So this that was your little back. That is good. Take care of it. You too.
I had to talk to my neighbor. Had to talk to my neighbor. But yeah, yes, back to what I was saying, we have to learn how to just rest and operate. And I got something to tell y'all. And this, I think, look, this goes right along with my message. Because what she's doing right now, she's trusting that her husband has them. As a feminine woman, you have to lay back and believe, even when things get hard, even when you're not sure of how the next few moments might go. You have to believe that what you're doing when you're operating, like she's taking care of her kids, beautiful family, beautiful family. Her and her husband's in New York, making a different way for them. She's down here in Pennsylvania with the kids, and she's trusting, she's relaxing. It's a little uncomfortable, but she knows that things going to work out better this way with him doing what he's doing. It's resting in that feminine and just knowing that you don't have to have it all together. You don't have to have it all together. You don't have to have all the answers in the moment. But when you actually are able to be that help and not carry, you flow a little bit more different. So I'm so happy for her, and I'm happy for that conversation. And I know I hadn't seen my neighbors in a while, and I'm like, what's going on? I was wondering, like, I hope they didn't get separated or nothing's wrong. Turns out this man is doing something different, and that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And, as women, that's what we want too. You want your husband. All men are different. All men are different. We're all not the same. All men are not that macho, wacho type of guy. Her husband is not that macho, wacho type of guy. He used to have a store, and now he's about to become a correctional officer up in New York. And eventually all going to move up to New York. But right now she's holding it down here. That's what we do as women. We hold it down. We are the help mates. And I am glad to say I'm okay being the help for my husband. My husband works. He takes care of things. He takes care of the major things. See, for me, and for a lot of women, I suspect, we're very extra. We like all the extras of life. And that's how I am. I like the extras. My husband takes care of everything that he needs to take care of, the basics, the big things. But those extras, that's why I work so hard. And I sometimes get out of balance because I'm trying to go into this extra mode. And I know, like, I'll think about the scripture pop in my head, don't overwork to be rich. I'm not trying to be rich. I just want to be comfortable enough to have a choice to not have to work if I don't want to. And that's okay. That's okay. There's nothing non-humble or nothing, bougie about saying, I don't want to work and punch nobody's clock for the rest of my life. I don't. I'll be honest with you. I like the job I'm doing now, but I like waking up in the morning and just flowing and resting. I think as a woman, that is my lot in life. All of us. That's really how we were meant to be. We were meant to be a help for Adam. We were never meant to be out here doing all this hustling and busting. Whoever your Adam is and you are Eve, you're married, you're meant to be his help. You weren't meant to be carrying all this stuff. The kids, the home, the nurturing of the home, the making of the home that was our lot in life. Not breaking down our bodies. That was not our lot in life. So this video was running a little longer, but I think y'all get the message. As women, we got to learn how to flow more freely in who we are and who God created us to be as women, and just rest. Even while you're working, rest. When I'm at my job and I'm doing what I do, I thank God my job is not strenuous. But I'll have my smoothie, I'll have my little tea, not this teacup, but I have my little thermos tea, and I got my little snacks, and in between guests, I can whatever, and have my lunch break, and I can actually sit, and they make it very comfortable for us. It's a blessing. And I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that because of where I came from. The jobs I've had, I would have to sit on a crate and try to hurry up and eat and run back out there. I got sneakers on, running about, and got things, juices and milks and everything on me, and now it's not like that. So I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just saying it because I'm immensely thankful to God from where He brought me from, and that we all have choice. That is my point too. You have a choice in how you choose to operate in the world, and it's up to you to allow people to put more on you than what you're willing to carry. Some things you have to endure. We have to endure certain things, but there's some things you don't have to endure. I'm all about making life as simple as possible. You know why? Because when challenges do come up, then I'll be rested enough to deal with it. But if I'm constantly going, hustling, when things really get hard, I'm going to be too drained that I'm just going to crumble under that pressure if the Lord don't keep me. So, like and subscribe to the channel for more content. I'm going to try to put out a video at least twice a week, if not more so, but I'm going to try to commit to at least twice a week. Like and subscribe to the channel. Share. If you got anything out of this, share this with somebody. Share it on the channel. Have the conversation. Just figure out what you can do in your life to make things a little bit easier for yourself, so that you are operating more freely as you're supposed to as a woman, opposed to being this workhorse that society has conditioned us to be. All right? Take care.